Okay, it's working. Hello, everyone. The quality is not the best, so please excuse me. Um, Welcome back. We are taking a look at the current placement we've got going on right now, and hopefully you can see my face and my screen and things of that nature. Um, Definitely wanting to try a little bit of something different. So we're trying Zoom. This is my um camera on my laptop. So we're definitely doing something a little bit different. Um, so we're taking a look at the placements here, and it's for the city of Atlanta. Um, Mercury right now, we do understand is inside of its shadow period. Not sure if it's retrograded yet. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. And we're using the site AstroSeek. So Astro Tools. We're gonna take a look at the where is it? The retrogrades. So astral tools, free horoscopes. Usually it's somewhere around here. I should have had this. Okay, so retrograde planets. So yes, we're gonna go ahead, Mercury shadow dates. So the one that we're going to be looking at in particular is this last one because we are at the end of the year. And usually retrogrades are a point of retrospect, recall, reanalysis of certain topics and aspects, especially in the sign that the planet is in. And astronomically speaking, it's just when Mercury comes a little bit closer towards the Earth and has the appearance of rotating backwards because of the proximity of the planet. So it gives this optical illusion of that, that opposite spin on its axis, I believe. So we're trying to use technical terms here. Trying to make sure we put the scientific aspect of astrology on top of everything else. And we will go back to referencing the books, The Science of Astrology by Mark Fennell, and then also the Book of Astrology by Marianne Williamson, and then my Little Wind Publishing, the only book of astrology you'll need when it comes down to tropical astrology. And I'm losing my voice, so please excuse me. And I'm also drinking coffee through a straw because I have a dentist appointment tomorrow. So there's that. Now, November 7th, the pre-shadow began, and that was definitely extremely chaotic. On the 25th, at around what, 21:42, so that's gonna be at night. Um, yeah. Whoo, hoo, hoo. That's actually today. Today is the 25th. So the retrograde begins today. It hasn't hit that time yet. That would be what? If oh 08, so 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So that's around 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock. So at 9:42 p.m. in the evening, that is when the retrograde begins. Now, when it goes ahead and that retrograde is actually going to last 19 days. And that shadow, the shadow is gonna then it's gonna end on the 15th of December. Then the shadow is going to extend all the way until the 2nd of January in 2025, which things are going to clear up right before the election, and I would be surprised to see what the placements are for that specific day. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the chart for the beginning of the retrograde, and we're going to adjust the settings as well. Calculate chart. We're going to take a look at Placidus. And we also have the time here as well. So we're going to just calculate. We'll redraw that chart. Um, so this is going to be the beginning of the retrograde. Um, yes. So Jupiter, which is correlated towards Zeus, leadership roles, positions, the church, higher positions of power. Wouldn't necessarily say politics because that's more so Uranus. Um, Definitely like, diplomacy, things of that nature. We're not going to take a look at that yet in particular, but for Jupiter, wealth, expansion, money, things of that nature, it's a 17th degree. And with the Mercury at the 22nd, making an opposition, like an area of separation to this Gemini. So intelligence, you think of people who are in like male communication. So quite literally the ruler is going to be opposing Jupiter and Gemini. So I feel like this is a very, very, very bad start for people who are running businesses, people who are like CEOs and things of that nature. Very, very, very bad time to be making any sort of dealing. So I would highly recommend that if there's any people who are doing any kind of business dealings, very carefully think that through because the 11th house is also ruled with people like friends, people who are close to you within your circle. So I feel like this is not only, and I'm just speaking very practically here, there's indications of possible betrayal or people wanting to manipulate people. So I'll stay away, not trying to fearmonger because I hate people who do that, but we're being very practical in the rulership here. It's not a good sign. Not a good sign. So I would recommend talk it through with people. This is the remedy. Talk it through with people. Be very analytical when it comes down to dealings. Read the fine print. You're always going to want to read the fine print. And oh my gosh. Oh, speaking of me having that freaking dentist appointment tomorrow, I realized that well, Taurus more so rules the upper and lower jaw, and there's no specific Taurus placements happening right now, if I'm correct. It's just Uranus and Taurus, so I'm good. However, I'm having my but the moon is more so for like organs that deal with uh I'm having a brain fart here. So it's just more so productive organs and things like that, memories, things of that nature. So I should be fine. Okay, good. We're gonna ignore that. So ignore that whole tangent I just had. Yes, I am a Libra moon people. Thank you, thank you. Um, so no specific placements here in Cancer. So I feel like these are I call these vulnerable houses in the same way that within like because there's no planets there, so it's easy to kind of take over the aspects within these houses for the home, business, relationships, things that are necessarily concealed, and also like money as well. So those are just like free game at this point. So the energy there is just kind of up in the air. So it's not necessarily impacted by any energy. So those aspects of life can, be quite mellow and like not necessarily not unproductive, that's not the word I'm looking for, unproductive, but definitely just like not dramatic, like just as is, mellow. It's like a very mellow energy there. So it's good. It's good. It's good. So there's nothing to worry about. However, third house, the ninth house, the fifth house, the sixth house, things that we serve. The ninth house is like, church, things of upper dwellings, higher education, higher institutions. 10th house, business, definitely people's legacies and things of that nature. 11th house friends, places where we tend to disassociate, things of that nature. The first house capabilities. Those are all also the fifth house as well, children and places where children are taken care of, notability, Hollywood. Definitely looking at that. And the fact that Mercury is in Sagittarius, I feel like this is probably why, like astronomically speaking, it's always best for the separation of church and state. So I feel like some type of news is going to come out in regards to that. I'm still learning predictive astrology, so just hear me out. Mercury is stationing retrograde today. Jupiter is already retrograde, Uranus is retrograde, Neptune is retrograde. This is why we see so many issues with politicians, so many issues with people in Hollywood, so many issues with people in not necessarily like Neptune is like the church and stuff like that, but we're also seeing like the revelation of people looking at occultism. And I feel like with Neptune and the occult, like in astrologers closely, like the relation is there. This is why I feel like people are looking at astrology in a different light. So I'm able to post things like this without repercussion, but we also have people like Clarence Thomas who believe like, hoodoo is just something that is evil. Like Clarence Thomas knows about things like this. So we have a Supreme Court judge who kind of looks at these things and goes, yeah. So I definitely do feel like that's also going to be at some point looked at on like in a lens because of this rise and like, the fact that, people are going to have an issue with certain things of that nature. So that's something to look for as well within the next 4 years. Not necessarily trying to be like, oh, well, yeah, this sucks for us, but it's not something that we're going to rule out. And I still have yet to fully dissect Project 2025. So, yes. But that being said, couple of other things as well that I wanted to cover too. I don't want to make this too long. Um, yes. So we're also going to take a look at the Libra moon as well. Different things we're going to have to look at. So we're having a full moon. Already had the full moon on the 15th. And then I guess the new moon, we did the new moon on the 1st. So we're going to have to look at next year. So 2025, we're going to start 2025 with a until January 2025. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. We're having a full moon and a new moon that year as well. And that new moon in Aquarius, mm, inauguration, the inauguration is going to be during my lunar return. I do not like that. Do not like that. Ah, also a couple of other dates as well. Dang. Mm. Huh. That just I have to check my synastry with someone. Um, so much is going on. So much is going on. So much is going on. So are we having any eclipses? When does eclipse season start? So we're gonna take a look at that. 2025. So in March is when eclipse season starts for us. Um, we're gonna have a total lunar eclipse, and then we're gonna have a partial solar eclipse on March 29th and then another one on March 14th. I really do want to take a look at this eclipse chart, and I also have the Pluto return of the United States. I definitely want to take a look at the aspects between inauguration date and the chart of the United States Pluto return as well. So that's going to be a separate video, and we're going to take a look at that. Um, and also that's right after my birthday, 2026. So we're going to have a total of four eclipses um um in 2025. That's definitely interesting to me. We're going to take a look at those specific dates well within the future as well. Mm, moon sign degree. Yes. So that's going to be on the 23rd, the 23rd degree in Virgo, the uh 8th degree in Aries, and then that's the 15th in Pisces, and then the 28th in Virgo. Again, so we're gonna have two of the same sign within the same decanate. That's interesting. We'll take a look at those two in particular. Um, but I just wanted to showcase this as well. So that's going to be happening between like 2025, 2030. So it's usually going to be like four. Well, we're having a lot in 2029. One, two, three, four, five, six. Goodness gracious. Then we have one, two, three, four, five. And then we've got one, two, three, four, five. So that's actually a short. We only have one, two, three, four happening here. And then we've got four. So it's like six happening in 2029. That's that's so I'm going through it right now because I realize that that's also gonna be more my Saturn return. And I'm ruled by Saturn. So that's fun. Side eye for me. Maybe. Um, but back to the current placements as well. I went on a whole tangent about that. I'm just gonna put that over here. We're gonna look at the current planets. Go back there. And yeah, no, so that's sitting within the like I said, I'm losing my voice. Please excuse me. So yeah, no, we hate to see it. We love to see it, but we hate to see it at the same time. So there's a lot of things we have to look at right now. I don't want to go on too many tangents. I'm gonna end it here, but Pluto is at the 0 degree, which is the truest expression of the planet and the sign itself. So we're gonna take a look at like on this day in history and kind of go from there. Um, so much is happening. So much is happening. So much is happening. I have to cite my sources. It is what it is. Um, yeah, but I'm gonna showcase all of this and we'll take a look at that and kind of go from there. With that being said, I'm gonna end it. We did take a look at a lot of different things today, a lot of things to think about, a lot of things to look at. The next video I believe I'm going to post is about color psychology within the tarot and how that's going to impact the reading and how to look at that as a reader. So with that being said, thank you so much for your time and let me know if you have any questions in the comments about anything in particular you want me to look at. I just very briefly skimmed over things, but if you want an extensive reading on the on what I may see when it comes to the inauguration or anything politically speaking, because you cannot separate politics and spiritualism. Spiritual concepts and aspects, which is why so many people were pulling on the energy of the election, who would be our president, presidential elect. That's also very much a part of, you know, the whole system in which people look at things. I have a nervous habit of I scratch behind my ears, and I noticed that when I'm recording over the years. Um, it's not even that I'm nervous, it's just a force of habit, I guess. Like I don't know why it just automatically starts scratching my ears. But anyways, I have to look up I have to look up the psychology behind that. Like subconscious, yes. So we're gonna take a look at that and why and history and you know things like that. Usually I come prepared, but this was a very spontaneous record. Thank you so much for your time, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.